Hello, everybody. I know probably not the best time to go live. I didn't realize people would be releasing their S50 Pro videos right now. But I am testing out a brand new Dwarf Mini for the upcoming lunar eclipse, if that ever happens, because it looks like it might be cloudy here. Still an opportunity to change, but we'll see. Hey Otto, welcome. It's going to be another short-ish live stream doing Comet McNaught here. SV Bony SV220p McNaught. And here's the moon using the Dwarf Mini. It's actually behind the clouds right now, but it's bright enough that it's catching through. It's kind of funny that the center camera thinks the main camera is here, so it's a little bit out of alignment. So I got to look up how to fix that. It's not too bad. Just keeping the moon in center. Let's see. Oh, it's behind the clouds, so it's got a little bit darker. Looks kind of ominous. Yeah, we can see the clouds move. It's about 1/250th of a second exposure here. Oops. a quick poll about the upcoming lunar eclipse to start. Someone from the same observatory got astronomy picture of the day today, so which was pretty nice. Ooh, looking at the poll, there's just 3 votes, but one person can see it, one person has good weather, one person has bad weather, and the other person cannot see it. Yeah, it might be low and too cloudy anyway. Yeah, it's not great. The clouds always ruin our evenings. Taking some exposures of this, see if getting some data helps. I'm still hoping at least 2 of my 3 locations are clear or somewhat clear. Yeah, the comet is from South Africa. The moon is from my driveway, as you can see by the houses, and me having to position my telescope in a way that avoids the tree and my neighbor's house. I could probably go back there and reposition it, but I'm going to get farther from my router, so connection may not be great. Hey Benji, I just realized that this thing auto aligned to the reflection of the moon here. It thinks this is what the main camera is looking at. It's kind of funny. Hey Star Traveler, welcome. Thank you for joining. Anyone else imaging tonight? At home or remote? Just going to remind everyone that I'll be giving away a Dwarf Mini partnered with Dwarf Lab soon. So I'm just checking to see why the looks like it's been having some issues guiding. Clear tonight, but not sure what to start with. What part of the sky can you see? Benji, you actually have a clear night, but you've been up since 3 a.m. because we had to get the brother-in-law to the airport at 5 a.m. Yeah. That'll do it. It's a bedtime soon for you. What time zone are you in, Benji? Hey, Crypto Pounders Dog, welcome. EST, you're about to crash. Yeah, I don't blame you. You should head to bed and go to sleep. North to south, probably M31 with the 180 Pro when it gets high enough. Yeah, that should be fun. How can I win this Dwarf Mini? You already have one. Well, this is the Dwarf Mini that I'll be using, but Dwarf Lab is going to send out a brand new one. So, one that has not been opened by the likes of me. Trying to get the little the wide field camera to focus with the moon here, but I think the reflection is making it really hard. Hey Beverly, welcome. Welcome. Does the Air have this in their catalog? The Comet? I actually have no idea. I've never used the ASI Air. Do you know what that looks like? I wonder if I autofocus this. Will that work? Does this not autofocus? Does anyone else with the ASI Air have question and the answer to Crypto Panda's dog? If the Air has comets, it probably does, but I don't know. It does. There you go. Boxfort. Thank you. Seem to have lost the view to the main camera. I just don't know, where has the comet passed so far? Maybe about 30 minutes ago. I mean, it's still in the same part of the sky, whatever constellation this is. It's moving very slowly. So if you saw something bright and center with a green glow, like a meteor, you may have seen leftover Perseid. They glow green. Could have been just a meteor. So I know two people answered that they're not going to image anything, or they're not imaging anything right now, but Otto might. Anyone else doing any imaging tonight? Anyone else shooting the comet? The comet image from KKRO, where my telescope is right now, actually won astronomy picture of the day today, so which was pretty cool. Cloudy, yeah. I think your clouds are heading this way because my forecast does not look great for the eclipse. You played with the Vista. Ooh, haven't heard that name in a while. How did it look? Whatever it's called now, Kifka, that they're trying to pawn off to people now. Cool. What are you shooting, Crypto? It might clear up for the eclipse, but not sure yet. I'm not sure how the Kifka is different, or if it is. Oh, doing an autofocus. It's probably not different. Um, I think I showed you that they asked me if I want to review it. I turned them down. What part of the sky is the comet in for northern? Let's pull up Stellarium. I'll show you exactly where it is. It's in the northeast. The Vista is always good for the moon. Yeah, I feel like the moon is kind of cheating. So if we go to a Comet, McNaught. Yeah, so right now it's still rising. Actually, my location is kind of messed up. Give me 1 second. So it has the wrong time zone. Okay. Yeah, it's rising now, and it is in the northeast. So what constellation is that? Sea monster. What is that? Why is that off? That looks not right. Sky culture, modern. There you go, Cetus. Yeah, Cetus right between Taurus and Cetus. That's where the comet is. And then in the southern hemisphere is the same thing. So if I switch my location to Kagakama, of course I got to change my time zone. Let's do this. There you go. It's near between Taurus and Cetus, just upside down. It's nice if I could have reviewed it and been honest. Yeah, maybe if I was lacking for the stuff to review, what they need to do is not call it a smart telescope. Yeah, the rest of the advertising looks much more accurate, which is fine, but they need to lose that term. Yeah, I think they're just trying to like ride the smart telescope wave, even though it doesn't make any sense. You have the SV503 on NGC 6883 Dwarf Mini M31 4th night. That's awesome. Sweet. Okay, you should try it with the 71F at some point. Yeah, this is with the SQA 85, so 71F would get even closer than this because it's 490 millimeter focal length versus 405, I think. Right? 408. I only showed the Dwarf Mini as the catalog is fairly light. I put in the RA and Deca stuff, but I wish it was easier. Yeah, I think that would have been cool if it allowed you to use either online catalogs or let you download stuff like an advanced catalog. I feel like the C Stars is also missing that. Even Nina's missing some of them. Like you can't look for LBNs, but you can connect it to Stellarium, which saves me. Auto, it's in your range. Yep, 71F. 71F is usually my Comet Hunter when comets get close. It's really nice. You have the SV5 with your 80 millimeter. Yeah, I have the 102 millimeter now that I used with the Sun funnel a couple weeks ago. One positive for the S is it's not hard to add objects. Yeah, true. In Nina, you just use Stellarium. Yeah, Stellarium is great, but the built-in framing is also really nice. So my Death Valley rig just turned on. I'll use that since it's going to be faster, just to show you. Let's see, all Skycam. It's still turning on. I'm going to turn this on. All right, I'm going to give it a minute to turn on stuff. Yep, I still have the 131F. I tried imaging this with the 131F the other day, but it did not go above the trees in time for me to close up shop because of clouds. But I'll try again. Tomorrow night it's supposed to be clear, and I'm testing a new focuser, but I may install it on my Askar 120 Apple instead and test it out there. Looking at the poll, looks like for 42%, which is the majority, the weather's looking bad for you. That sucks. Stupid clouds, man. I wish the eclipse was tonight. Would have been perfect. Yeah, I was planning on going onto my astronomy club's fields, which has open skies. Could have live streamed from there. I'm hoping my other two locations are okay. Yeah, the 120 would pull it in nice. Yeah, I also have the reducer for it, so I could use that and see how that works. This thing is struggling to. The thing is, this is near Meridian now, so the guider is having some issues, especially after dithering. But the subs still look okay. You know, like the HFRs are still like between 1.5 and 1.6, which is what I'm expecting. Yeah, stars still look good, so it's okay. Looking at some of the stacked photos, the dwarf mini or the dwarf software automatically stacks planetaries, which is pretty nice. This looks pretty good. And this is the last one. I was hoping to do a time lapse with one of these, but yeah. All right, let's see if my yeah, okay, so Nina turned on. So let me show you the framing wizard. Okay, so this is why I did that. So my Wanderer Astro software has been weird. But anyways, the framing wizard, like if I turn on like M31, I use the offline sky map. It loads so fast. And not only that, I can also browse around. It doesn't have all the categories, but it has some really nice ones, such as this thing, the AV Hunter one. It's actually a VDB object. There we go, VDB 158. When it loads. There we go. Yeah, like stuff here. You can see that there's some gas here. This is using the HIPS survey, but there's no catalog number around it. There's Open Cluster NC 7801. This probably has a catalog number. It's just not in Stellarium. But you know, it's pretty cool to see. Just browse around and find places to image. So when I'm looking for just dust, I'll come in here, look around, and then find a place without any designation and image it. Yeah, like this is something that like Stellarium doesn't have. Like Gecko Nebula, let's pull up Stellarium and Gecko. Oops. Yeah, you can see that it has stuff, but not a lot. You can turn on some surveys and it'll give you some data, but only some. Let's see, I don't have the right surveys loaded. I think my surveys are having some issues. All right, it hasn't loaded any of my surveys. Okay, I probably have to restart Stellarium, but anyways, you get the point. I also have some time on this thing. The sandworm. Let me restart Stellarium. Oops, I got disconnected from my iPad. There we go. I'll say that the Dwarf Mini feels a lot faster than the Dwarf 3 that I've had. I haven't used my Dwarf 3 in quite a while because it was slow, probably because it got a little bit old, but it's also being borrowed by my friend of the Fort Worth Astronomical Society, so I don't have possession of it right now anyways. Hey, Darth Editor. Space rocks indeed. There's one here and one here. I like your name, Darth Editor. I'm going to look to see what my rig in Death Valley is going to image tonight, because I have not... I turned a bunch of stuff off because the moon is so big and bright. But looks like it'll try and finish Elephant's Trunk and then part of the Dark Shark Wolf's Cave Nebula region. Cool. Okay, I think that's good. Looks like the AVSO earlier reported T Corona Borealis going nova, but a bunch of people from my club did observations and they don't see anything. They're still seeing it at baseline. Interesting. False report, probably. Hey, Rich. But did your scheduler say that you're imaging the elephant's trunk tonight? Yes. In Death Valley. Yep. In S2 and HA only, so it's not going to do oxygen. Hey, Nerdverged. No worries. Glad to have you here. Yeah, and these are far enough away from my moon settings. So you can see it has the moon avoidance score. It's like 18.18. If it was higher, then it wouldn't. I do like Target Scheduler. It does make things a little bit easy, but I think I have too many targets, too many projects in Target Scheduler because I'm not finishing anything. I promised my patrons some data like a month ago, and I haven't finished any projects yet. So all the patrons online, I'm sorry, they're coming. You follow a Blue Sky account called Blaze Star Tracker, but weirdly it hasn't posted in almost a week. It's a bot, so just a connection somewhere, I'd imagine. Yeah, ran out of credits. We can see the comet moving. This is how much it moved the core in about 25 minutes. Or I guess in about 38 minutes. And yeah, it's going to do about 14 more shots and then it'll stop. And I think I'll let it because I can't let the stream go for too long. I have to actually edit my video to release tomorrow or the day after about the lunar eclipse and the dwarf mini giveaway. So hopefully people are here for that. It's like the first video giveaway I've done that has actual work that needs to be done, where it needs to get to 10,000 views within 2 weeks, which isn't unheard of for my videos. But Lunar Eclipse, I'll have to compete with a bunch of other people, and then the S50 Pro release is going to be a pain. Not a pain. I'm actually looking forward to those videos. I just mean like for the video I'm supposed to release about the eclipse. You're trying to pick a target for Sea Star at Death Valley. Oh, cool. Yeah. Elephant's Trunk would be good. Pretty much anything in the north. So, yeah, let's help you out. I got DVO here. Oops. Let's not do that. Set the time zone correctly. I wish I could type here. Okay. Yeah, pretty much anything in the north will be far enough away from the moon. So yeah, the Elephant's Trunk is good. You could technically go for the Iris Nebula too, but probably not. There's this thing, the Question Mark Nebula, NGC 7822. This is going to be even farther away from the moon. This is an interesting one. Oh, why is the chat embedded in the video screen? That is just because I'm showing it there. Just a quick overlay that I started using after the fundraiser streams. Also keeps a good record aside from YouTube's records. There's also something here. This is you can do the Bubble Nebula. Bubble Nebula should be far enough away from the moon. So let's see. Yeah, Bubble Nebula is more than 90 degrees away from the moon. It is a dual narrowband object, so you can get Bubble Nebula and the Lobster Claw Nebula here. Probably, maybe within the same. I don't actually know if it'll fit your. See, do you have a S50 or an S30? It'll probably fit your S30 or S30 Pro if you have that, but probably not S50. I'm unsure. No problemo. I estimate I have maybe another half an hour before the moon hits my neighbor's house and gets eclipsed. Oh, if you have the S30 Pro, then yeah, you should be able to fit both of these things in your field of view pretty easily. Yeah, this is what it looks like with my 91F. So like 91F can fit both of these if I angle it properly, but yeah, so the S30 Pro, you won't even have to do a mosaic. It'll fit this. This is also the Northern Tadpole or Northern Lagoon Nebula. Yeah, so you can fit like all three of these, depending on the I think it's whatever the orientation is when you're in EQ mode. How's the Proxy 20S working for you? It's great. I love it. This is what this is using. Um, Guiding is great. I had to spend quite a bit of time in the beginning tweaking all of these settings, but once I dialed them in, it like works beautifully. It's currently having some issues with the guiding because the comet is near meridian, so it's had issues with tracking the comet in meridian the last couple of nights. But it's okay. Like once it goes over to non-comet world, it tracks like half an arc second usually. I really like it. I almost got one for my rig at Death Valley, but I didn't because it's so expensive. And I got a really nice deal on an open box AM5. Yeah, you're welcome, Rich. Anytime. Anytime, Stefan. Is it, do you pronounce it Stefan or Steven? Am I too zoomed in on the moon? Anyone hear any rumors about the dwarf Draco that's supposed to come out? I saw a post earlier today that I think it got removed because they said that uh, the scope that's coming out is going to have 350 millimeters of focal length, which is, if that's true, that'll be interesting. But I have zero information on it. I only recently made contact with Dwarf Lab again after the last time I worked with them in 2024, so almost 2 years. You only heard about it today. Yeah, I've been hearing about it on and off the last month or so, but I haven't really paid attention. I mean, they teased at Neve that they were gonna bring something out, but nobody knew what. Oh, I'm gonna take a wide field image of this and see if it does anything or if I just lose all contact with the dwarf. The reason the connection has been unstable is because it's in my driveway, which is not near any of my routers. I used to have one by a window there, which actually stopped working. But since we're trying to move, I didn't bother trying to get a replacement. Oh, and yesterday I finished recording a how-to video on how to use the Orbitals plugin in Nina to track comets. So I'll be editing that probably tomorrow and then releasing it after the eclipse. But I'll release it to members and patrons as soon as I'm done with it. Look at that tiny moon. Oops, I may have frozen my dwarf. Right, I'm gonna keep the stream going for another 15 minutes, so 11:15 p.m. my time, because I gotta go back to editing. There you go. Let's see how many images it has on. It has 6 more left. I'm just doing a bunch of luminance and some red, green, blue. Just trying something out based on today's APOD. Now I'm trying to get the moon to expose properly here, which it's not doing. Yeah, so strange. Maybe if I stop tracking the moon and then go back to it. There you go. The tracking on the proxy sky has calmed down quite a bit. Probably in a better spot in the sky. Here we go. Finally. It's going to take one last stacked image of the moon because I'm pretty sure it's going to hit my neighbor's house soon. Now looking at the poll, it's 38% have good weather, 38% have bad weather, and 24% can't see. That is extremely close. It's pretty cool. Alrighty, looks like my imaging of the comet has stopped. So it's actually going to go back to the small Magellanic Cloud, I think. Here is kind of up in the air. He said good because it currently mostly looks good, but it can definitely change between now and then. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Mine is mostly bad, but it can change. Ooh, look at this 10-second exposure. This is 47 Tucani in the southern hemisphere. 10-second, I think maybe a 4-second exposure. I forget what I set it to. 5-second exposure. So yeah, good luck to both of us indeed. Every time I look at it, Astrospheric, it looks bad, and then I go to windy. For here, one of the forecasts shows 30% clouds, which is the ECMWF. Up until 1 a.m., which is right past maximum, and the other one, GFS, just shows clouds all the time. So I don't know. I don't know. Looks cloudy in Death Valley as well, which is not great. Not great, everybody. My experiment of proving that Earth is a globe is going to go down in shambles. All right, while we're waiting, let's look up the forecast at Kagakama. So this is the Kagakama website. Conditions, weather. Yeah, tonight it was beautiful, like clear. But then on Thursday evening, yeah, looks like it's gonna be clouds going over when the eclipse is about to start there. And then here, okay, I mean it's changed from mostly cloudy to partly cloudy in Cirrus. I could probably shoot through that. Okay, okay. Maybe the live stream won't be a complete failure. And then Death Valley, let's look at the weather forecast there. Death Valley, yeah, clear here tonight. Tomorrow, iffy until after midnight, which is fine. Oh my goodness. It's looking like maybe cloudy during the eclipse. I hate you, weather. I know, too soon to know, but Oh my god, so annoyed. Thing about Death Valley is that it's like clear during the full moon because of course it's clear during the full moon, except this month, or like not guaranteed to be clear. It might still change, but we'll see. Yeah, I only started torturing myself tonight. I said I would wait until Monday, and I did. I don't know if Stefan, if you're still here, but you can look at the guiding numbers on the proxy sky now. 0.35 arc seconds. So when it's not shooting near meridian, it tracks really well. Like barely making corrections, like some here. Going back. I don't know why the live view in the dwarf doesn't update so easily. Oh, there you go. You can see that it's about to hit my neighbor's house. So that is going to be a good endpoint. Yep. It's starting to get dark. The moon is going to get eclipsed tonight. Not by Earth, but something on Earth. Something on my street. Something next to my house. Another house. Close this. Okay. I'm going to get off voice so that I can wind down and actually shut down this stream. Otherwise, I keep talking. Huge thanks to everybody for joining. Really appreciate you. My impromptu live streams. Hopefully, the one on Thursday still happens. But until then, good night, everyone, and clear skies, and good luck.